Hey, welcome to day 84 of my spiritual journal with me, with your soul sister, Iona Mead. So welcome to the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge. We have a vibrational challenge and also a visible challenge, and I will explain more as we move forward in this episode. It's day 84, and so today I call it Financial Freedom Sunday. Hey Jennifer, how you doing? And so if you don't have anything to journal with, grab a journal. I've got my notebook. I call it the Soul Legacy Journal because I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy. And I call it 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for lightworkers, because I support lightworkers in your spiritual business success with your daily rituals and daily routines to raise your vibration so that you can have more success. So today's Financial Freedom Sunday. I am super excited about today. So Jennifer, hopefully you are excited for today. Good morning, love. Thank you for being here with me. My ring light has popped out again today. It's okay because I actually did buy a new one, but it's upstairs in my office, ready for my masterclass tomorrow. So if you are new to me, we do have the Bank 50k in 50 days YouTubers masterclass live. And so I am actually doing that tomorrow at 3 p.m. UK time. Every single month, I do it live. On the Soul Legacy TV, it will be streamed out onto the YouTube channel and within my easy webinar room and within the Soul Legacy Academy and within our community. So you'll get the replay. If you are watching this after on the replay, then you can get that. You can get a 48-hour replay and bonus gifts. There's lots of bonus gifts, right? Check out the bonus gifts. They're amazing, I've been told. And you can watch it anytime as well on a version of it on the Soul Legacy TV as my channel trailer. So you'll always have that class and always be able to do the financial freedom frequency and the Bank 50k in 50 days with me. So I have lots of notes. So today, Financial Freedom Sunday, if you are new to me, every single day on the Soul Legacy TV, I go live talking about, in my spiritual journal, using my spiritual journaling process as a way to follow through for my spiritual vision board. So I have a 7-day spiritual vision board challenge for you if you want to use a spiritual vision board for your business and success, and you actually want to have that work-life balance. You want to build your business online, build your business and start a YouTube channel, actually get out in front of your soul tribe. It's a beautiful way to actually get out in front of people that are actually searching for you. What I noticed when I was getting ready to go live today is, in the past, although it was a beautiful platform, I built my business, and just about everyone does this in the online space, built their business around Facebook. Like, oh, you've got in the Facebook group, come and comment in the Facebook group. I had to pause and I switched platforms because I wanted to be on YouTube where people are actually searching for me. So I built my business around a search engine where people are what I say, in learning mode, rather than on Facebook and other social media platforms in lazy mode. And with the outage of Facebook, with the whole meta, I was just not aligned with it. I really wanted to build a business that was in alignment with my values. So when I did my spiritual vision board challenge, I knew that that wasn't where I wanted to be. It wasn't the environment that I wanted to be in. And so I took some time to actually build my spiritual business and actually build it in a way that felt successful for me, that wasn't going to rely on another platform. So when I talk about financial freedom, I'm talking about financial freedom and building a business that you love in a space that you love online. And so each of the days when I come on live, I talk about financial freedom on a Sunday. But for me, spiritual business success means more than that. And I just watched a video that I did when I came back online after multiple spiritual awakenings. And it was April 19th, 2019. That was the first interview that I did coming back online. And I happened to come across it. And I was talking about all of these things. My vision was a seed way back then. It's been a vision for a really long time, but I wanted to do it in a way that I would have that light work and lifestyle balance. So every single day I talk about a different freedom in each area of your life. So on Monday, and that's when I first started to talk about the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency, which is an acronym for Contribution Freedom Monday, which I talk about and I journal about every single day. We journal for our spiritual business success on specific areas. So on Mondays, I invite you to join me and journal on how you want to contribute out into the world, what your vision is all about. The way that you contribute is directly connected to your level of financial freedom. And so on Tuesday, I talk about your health freedom. And that's it. Like, if you haven't got your health and you're not looking after yourself, taking care of yourself, self-care, sleeping right, eating right, doing all the things, then you're not going to feel successful anyway. You're going to feel burnt out, busy, and broke, right? And so health freedom, that's connected to your financial freedom. When you have the financial freedom to be able to buy the foods that you want to have, actually do the things that support you, oh wow, do all the things. I've just got a message from my granddaughter's mum asking me a really weird question. Your health freedom, emotional freedom. If you are vibrating at a lower vibrational frequency around your finances, then bless her, around your finances, if you're in fear, I came from the space of fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. And if you are at that low vibrational frequency, your spiritual business is not going to feel like a success. It's not the best place to build a business from. So we want to check in there for spiritual business success. And where we use our journal is for environmental freedom, the environment that you want to be in while you're working, while you're doing your work in the world. It's just beautiful. And that's when I made the shift from building my business around a stagnant platform. And if you've been on there, you know it's a stagnant, like I'm not even, once upon a time it was thriving. And I'm really grateful to the platform. She said to me first, I'm really grateful to the platform, Messenger, right? And so it just came time to switch to the video platform, and for people that are searching for me, and I love it. I really do love it. And so relationships, so I've got my relationship with my granddaughter's mom. I'll have to message her later on, which is beautiful to see. It might make me freeze a little bit, but it's just beautiful to have that conversation with her. She's asking me some advice about something, which is beautiful, which might mean marriage. I'm loving it, because she's engaged, so that's really nice. I'll let you know. And then spirituality in your business, that guidance. So if it means that, you know, there's chaos that's unfolding in your life and you're being guided all the way through it. On the interview that I was listening to this morning, early hours this morning, I fell asleep really early, then got up at really stupid o'clock, and I was listening to this interview, and I was being asked that what was the pivotal point that I made a shift. And she was saying, did you always know? Did you always have a sense of knowing, even when things didn't seem like they were going right? And I'm like, I tuned into that knowing. And then we've got financial freedom, being open to receiving. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, this Sunday is a wrapping up of the week and the beginning of the next week. So I really want to dive really deep into today. So I'm going to dive into the book that I've listened to today, which is called The Millionaire Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth, I think it's called. The reason why I picked this book up today is because that's the book that really changed my life. And I was talking about it on this interview, and I listened to different books for each area of my life, but this one, and going to the Millionaire Mind Intensive, I've been talking about it this week. So I want to dive into that. If you're not familiar with it, it's just beautiful. I'm going to pull a card. I've pulled a card. I'm going to share the card. I'm going to share the quote. I'm going to share gratitude. I'm going to share all things raising our vibration. So Jennifer says, LOL, I like that. I'm not a big fan on FB. Yeah, I have to connect. Yeah, so the way that the platform is going in the vision, for the vision of it, I don't believe that my demographic, my STAP, I call it, my soul tribe avatar profile or persona, the person that I really want to work with is going to be on there in the long term. And the way that financial freedom has come to me, and speaking from that interview 3 years ago when I came back online after helping healing myself first, I wiped every single person off Facebook, off the two accounts that I had, the business account and the personal account. There's like just close to 2,000 people. I wiped everyone out. There was no one, no friends, no family. And then I went online and I was posting to myself. And then I connected with the author of a book called, which I always shout it out, if you've not read this book, honestly, is beautiful. That book is why this is in the format that it is. It's called The Miracle Morning. And so the guy has Hal Rod, his name is, The Miracle Morning, 6 Habits That Will Transform Your Life by 8 a.m. Oh my God, it's beautiful. And one of my childhood friends who I've been speaking to just about every day lately, we've been holding each other accountable for our health. She came across the book and I said, Sam, that's the book that I've been talking about for the last 5 years. Like, that's really helped me with my book process, and I've modeled what he's done. It's beautiful. Anyway, he's got like 3,000 people in over 300,000 people, sorry, in his Facebook around his book that are reading his book. At the time when I came across him, he had coming up to 100,000 people, readers of his book. And I was like, when I read a book, I wanna have a platform like that. So I was in his group and I wanted to create a meetup. I wanted to meet people in person around the Miracle Morning, but it's what's that called? A copyrighted name. So I was trying to get people to meet up and saying, do you want to meet up and do the Miracle Morning, blah, blah, blah. And his team shut me down, kicked me out of the group. I was like, what did I do wrong? And Hal Elrod said, no, come back. And he personally got me back in the group. And he was my only friend on Facebook for a while. So I tell all the stories, like all the synchronicities, and if it wasn't for the book, and his acronym, the Miracle Morning, is called SAVERS. So it's an acronym for SAVERS, and he says lifesavers. So S is for scribing or journaling, right? I'm an implementer. V is for visualization. I did all of these anyway, but he put it together in what he calls a Miracle Morning. E is for exercise. S is for scribing. A is for affirmations. V is for visualization. E is for exercise. R is for reading. And S is for silence and prayer. And I'm like, oh, what? And he talks about his book. He does all the things. And that was on Facebook. So when I saw this interview and we're going back onto Facebook, I really do appreciate the platform. I've said, no, I'm not on there. I appreciate the platform, but people are in lazy mode. They're in lazy mode. They want to actually, what I noticed for me anyway, and I do teach this, going out and getting your connected with your staff, but people have a real deep agenda, and plus they're in lazy mode. For me on YouTube, doing the Spiritual Awakening YouTube Summit, the annual YouTube Summit, I'm about to go out and reach out to fellow spiritual YouTubers who I love and admire in the industry, who are doing amazing things. And so I can see what they've done. I can see videos from years ago. I can see that they're in it for their soul tribe. They're not in for a quick fix. They're not in to come and, it's a joint vision. And I can already see that. And that's what I was missing, the part of when I've done my interviews. And I'll talk about the interviews and stuff as we go forward, because the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge is about you going out there, speaking out, showing up, speaking out and serving deep. And Robin did that yesterday. And Jennifer, Robin was our lead soul guided instructor, went out there and was asked to speak. It was a chat. It was kind of like a chat kind of stroke interview, but speaking about your gifts, Robin, was just amazing to me. It was just, I just say the word, it was so beautiful. And that's what I teach. I teach doing your work and going out there and offering value, being in service to your soul tribe. And as a result of Robin doing that, people subscribed to my channel and also registered for my masterclass. And that, without me doing anything, I didn't have to do anything. It's just beautiful. It flows. So the way that we build financial freedom isn't in lazy mode on a platform where nobody gives a shit, nobody cares, just nobody cares. They don't care. They don't want to show you your stuff. They don't want to show your videos. They don't want to show your events. You don't want to show you. They don't want to show it. On YouTube, they pay creators. I know on other platforms now they pay creators, but we build the financial freedom for the Bank 50K in 50 days in an automated way, including YouTube ads. I'm telling you, like, I'm here to actually make such a difference to our industry and the spiritual community for the financial freedom. As Robin says, you know, with her 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, financial freedom is a journey of self-love. And so I just think that if we don't get a handle on how we contribute and receive the money, there's a lot of light workers out there who are broke, busy, burnt out, but not only that, vibrating at a really low frequency in fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. And we are the ones that say we want to make a difference in the world. It's time. It's really time. So yeah, that is the whole Facebook story. Robin says, good morning. Good morning, love. How you doing? Gorgeous. So Robin Nat is the host of the Energy Healing TV YouTube podcast and the founder of the Energy Healing School online. And so obviously, Robin, your ears are burning because I've been talking about you. She's our lead soul guided instructor for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network and the SoulLegacyAcademy.com. And so, Robin, I want to say thank you. I want to say a massive shout out to Casey. I don't know Casey's surname, but a massive shout out. Robin, if you could put Casey's name or her YouTube channel in the comments, that'd be amazing. So anybody that is watching on the replay and they want to connect with Casey or just watch it, she does a spiritual chat, I believe, on the weekends. I'm not entirely sure. I know that she said come and join us on Friday, but that was on a Saturday, so I know that there's a playlist and stuff. So she had a bunch of really great people and just serving. And Casey, it was the first time I've ever spoken to Casey, like via chat, and she's like, come on, because Robin obviously got featured. And I was just sitting here on my sofa, and I was like, I ain't going on. But I will go on, you know, the invitation's open, which is beautiful. And it was just lovely. That's what I thrive on. That's what I build up. That is what I built my spiritual business on, having conversations and serving. And I loved Katie showed and demonstrated her values on so many different levels. And I heard, Robin, I know that she's a connection, a friend of yours from online. When Casey spoke, I heard Robin. So when Casey spoke about certain things about Reiki and energy and just serving, I heard Robin. I'd already heard Robin say some of the things, not everything, obviously, some of the things. And that's a joint vision partnership. That's that belief and that approach that you have to serving. That's when we can make a difference. We don't have to do it alone. And I know I'm going off on many different tangents, and today is just going to be a day full of them. So hang on, I got to go back up. Robin says, yeah, it's shopping day. Damn straight, shopping day. Bang, 50K, 50 days, baby. It's shopping day for the Bank 50K 50 days. I've got a lot to share with you. A lot. Hopefully you won't have spent your money yet because it's like early in the morning for you. I've spent my vibrational money voucher, and that is what we do on the Financial Freedom Sunday. We bank 50K in 50 days vibrationally first. And I invite you to jump on the masterclass and do it in the visible world with me. And I'm going to do some maths today. I'm going to do some visualization with you today. I'm going to do the whole visible world, vibrational world and visible world, and how we lock that in, how we dial it in, and how I've been doing that over the years. So yes to shopping day. Jennifer says, yes, shopping day. Absolutely. So when we have money blocks, right, and we think, God, I couldn't possibly bank 50K in 50 days. Iona, are you crazy? Like, But when we make it a game, I call it the soul income game, it's like, oh my gosh, it's shopping day now. I bought some stuff for my shopping day that is connected to my life right now, and it made me very emotional. I was like, oh, you know, and that's the gap that we're bridging. We're bridging the money blocks gap. So oh, I deleted FB. It was built on the wrong foundation for me then. Ah, right. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. And so I've always, so I've, from 2008, 9, my son actually put me on Facebook. And I was like, I don't want to be on there. Like, are you crazy? I didn't even want my picture taken. If you look back to my pictures, I was homeschooling my kids and we went back to my hometown. I went through a really messy divorce. Actually, the first picture is not, it's me in a coaching seminar. I've got, I don't know if that's on there. I've got a grey shirt on with a waistcoat, and I was in London at a 3-day event when I first learned my coaching, 2000, must be 2008. And then the next picture is a black and white picture, which my son took in some tropical gardens. We went on a homeschooling field trip, and I had it in black and white because I hated my photo taken. I was like, oh no, I was like a deer in the headlights. But it's time to be on a platform where it just feels like I can build my business around a search engine. People are searching for me. That feels better in learning mode because I value education. I value knowledge, and the highest vibrational frequency is love, empowerment, joy, freedom, and knowledge. And so my soul tribe value knowledge and actually implementing that knowledge, following through on that knowledge. Robin says, thank you for the shout out. You're welcome, love. Robin says, absolutely. And so when I was on Casey's, I know, Jennifer, you were on there. When I was on Casey's chat, did you notice that my YouTube channel name, we talked about the YouTube channel name because, Robin, I know that you put your name on there. And so it says at SoulLegacyTV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So somebody said, I've subscribed. I didn't ask anybody to subscribe. I really appreciate it. And then when I got, like, later on in the night, I saw somebody that signed up for the for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass. And I was like, oh, well, that was from the name of my YouTube channel. And people have inboxed me on Facebook from the name of what I name myself, the little bio. It matters. It really matters. Hang on. They're jumping. Robin says, I could feel that from you. It's nice to sit back, watch, and type at times off camera. Yeah, because Casey's like, are you coming? And I'm like, oh, no. I was just like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepped. I don't have to be like glammed, but I was just energetically, I wasn't in the space to serve. I was in the space to support you and just sit and chill. It didn't feel like my rodeo. Obviously, we'll do interviews and stuff together, like as joint vision partners, but I do appreciate the shout out because I missed the beginning of it. And part of that was because of the layout of her channel. I was like, oh, so doing what I do and teaching, creating your YouTube channel to set it up for business, there's a way to do it and it's beautiful. And I was like, I was struggling to find the interview. And so I know even more just supporting people in building their spiritual business around YouTube rather than around Facebook or around LinkedIn or anything like that. But I mean, we still be on the platforms because our soul tribe will be on there, but it's just a very different energy. It's beautiful. And I'm always up for serving, right? I'm always up for like, let me in. And I was like, nah, okay. Robin says, yes, Casey and I used to be in Raise Your Vibe group. That's why I resonate. Yeah. So what are we doing now? Raise Your Vibration, Raise Your Vibe group together on Facebook. We've done readings and healings for our group members. Awesome. Raise Your Vibration in alignment. Love it. Jennifer says, blew me away. She invited me on. Gonna need your help with this. Absolutely. I'm there for you. You said the same thing weeks ago. Yes, Jennifer, thank you. I love it. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I'm laughing at the synchronicities, the universe. Because you've been here playing the game, I'm going to read the rest of your comment. I want to. It it makes me emotional. Excuse me, because this is a disclaimer. If you're gonna do the Back 50K 50 days with me, if you're gonna participate, the universe will fill it in anyway. And it's like, okay, well, I need to let you know when you raise your vibration and you're working on each area of your life, like miracles are going to happen. I just think, yeah, I need to make sure that, like, I'm letting you know that, like, you've been doing it and you've been here, and opportunities will present themselves in ways that you're like, I have to go out there and seek that. Like, it fills in. So I'm laughing because it makes me emotional. It's so happy. And it's like that laugh and cry. Do you know what I mean? That's where I'm vibing at. I love it. I love what I do. And yeah, I did say weeks ago. So I'm going to read that again. So yeah, unprepared, a little frightened to be on camera. So, and I'm not laughing at you, because that's where I was. That, honestly, that is where I was. And so Robin obviously went out, and she, you know, it was very short notice, and it was a really lovely invitation that Robin had. And you know, Robin came to me, Jennifer, and you probably know this, and for anybody who doesn't know, in Robin's testimonial, which is on the Soul Legacy TV, have a look at the testimonials that are on there, that, you know, people that I've worked with, they say the same thing. They say this thing. They were not clear, and they had fear. And so Robin says, you know, I didn't want to do the video visibility challenge within the network that I had at the time. And that was my first kind of challenge, like, introduce yourself. And Robin's like, I had deep fear over camera. And but it was like, you want to be on YouTube. And so Robin says, you know, I had an account on YouTube rather than a channel. And so it's like, okay, well, introduce yourself. So watching the journey to Robin at a really short notice, like a day, I think, somebody saying, do you want to come on and just chat? And Robin doing that and sharing all that we've been working on together. And you know that, you know, Robin and I have got a joint vision partner and a sisterhood, but Robin's gone through my teachings. And to watch that, it's like, it's so emotional for me. To witness just one person making a difference in the world to other people that I've helped. I set the vision for at least every person that I help and I support to help at least 5 people, right? So I get to help like 6 people without ever doing like all of that work. Can you imagine all of that work? I've got a really big vision to make a ripple effect in the world to improve the health and well-being of our nation and our future generation. But I can step back like I did last night. I'm like, I don't need to be on the camera because you guys have got it. And if I can support you in getting clarity and having the confidence and putting the systems and the strategies in place, my work's done. It's just amazing to me. So you only get over the fear of camera by doing it. And I always say, do the fucking thing. And that's the F-bomb, because if we don't do the thing, then we sit in fear, and it's never, ever as bad as what we think it is. So Jennifer, I've got you. I've got you. Robin says, truth, it's going to come to you. Absolutely. It's funny, isn't it? Sorry. Jennifer says, hello. I never thought YouTuber. You're good. I love you, Iona. Thank you, love. Yay. So, you know, because many people don't want to market their business, many of us as creatives, I know you do love art. Art was the only subject that I passed at school. With a C, and I didn't actually finish my art exam, and I still passed it. My art teacher would come in and say, Iona Huggins, that's what was my name back then. You will paint, or you will blah, blah. And as soon as she came in the room, she would beeline for me. I'm like, I just think into my chair. I'm like, really? But yeah, I love art. I love it. And people go, you can really draw and stuff. So any classes and anything that you were doing, anything that's creative, I'm there. I love it. And YouTube is the platform where people are searching for that. So in my 5-day challenge, getting clear. And so this is one of the things, and I'm going off on lots of tangents, but bear with me because it's Sunday. So with Robin, where we started was the masterclass. So you'll get value on the masterclass. And the 5-day challenge helps you get clear on who you want to serve and how you want to serve them before you go out and you get interviewed. Or have a chat. Lots of people want to go out. I want to feature. I want to feature. They don't know what they're talking about and they don't know who they're talking to. And I do not recommend it. You will be frightened on camera. You will be like, oh my gosh, like, what am I? And you can tell, you know, people that are on there can tell when you're passionate about what you do and you get clear on who it is that you're speaking to, magic happens. Actually, magic happens. So Robin says, people in our tribes do love crystals too, Jennifer, and your creativity to offer a little different than what's already out there. Thank you, Robin, for that. And so, yeah, so your soul path and your soul purpose unfolds as you go through your spiritual awakening and your spiritual ascension, and you alchemize that. And I've written that down today. You alchemize whatever it is that has helped you. It's not the jewelry, it's not the art, it's not the crystals, it's the focus and the intention underneath that is like what your soul tribe are struggling with, what you struggled with, and you base the message and the movement around that. The crystals and the art is just a tool and a vehicle for whatever that is. So so vision boards. So people teach business all the time. They're not necessarily going to teach it through vision boards, or they're not necessarily going to teach it through journaling. The way that I do it. So as Robin says, you know, you just add the twist. Vision boards work, journaling works. I don't have to prove that concept. Crystals, everybody knows about crystals, grounding, all the rest of it. Everybody knows about art. It's that who it is that you serve and how it is that you serve them. That's how the money comes. So Robin says, unfortunately, that's true. We get through the fear of camera by doing it. And I sit. And so we can do it, and we don't even have to make those videos public. There are so many videos that you guys will never ever see. You will never see them. I'm gonna delete some because the way that my eyes just travel is like, I know full well my daughter will be like, so any time my daughter gets a chance, she films me, and then she puts them on Facebook on my birthday, and I'm like, dude, take it down. She films me, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, she would show all that stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna delete them. No, I'm not gonna delete them, really. All right, so let's dive in. That was a lot. I love Financial Reading Sunday. Let me give you the quote for today. Then we'll do our rating, and then I'll pull the card. Yeah. So the quote for today, and you can do your rating because I know you guys know how to do your rating, and then I'll talk about it. All right. So the quote for today, which I got off my momentum app, again, that momentum, that focus, the reason why I can do what I do is because I focus. So the momentum app is just a lit app. I love it. Excuse me. I don't have to think of a quote. I just look at that and write it down. So use this in your spiritual journal if you want to. It's just throughout the day. So it says, the way you tell your story to yourself matters. The way you tell your story to yourself matters. That's a quote by Amy Cuddy. And so building our spiritual business is around our story. You hear me telling stories all the time, picking out a story here, picking out a story from the past, the present, and the predicted future, right? Lots of different stories. And people say telling stories in business is not just a story for me. It's actually my life. It's my soul path. But the story that we're telling ourselves, as Robin can support you in that, the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs lead to your habits, your actions, all the things, the results that you're getting. So with Robin supporting us, it is crown chakra healing Sundays in Robin's World from the Energy Healing TV. And so if you are familiar with the chakras and energy. Robin helps you to align the 7 main chakras that align with the spine. And so every single day Robin talks about aligning your chakra. And your thoughts, your feelings, the stories that you tell that have been told to you even are the things and the energy that gets trapped in our body, in our energy field, so the story that you're telling to yourself, whether it's stories that has been passed down, stories that from the experiences, stories from the trauma, matter, right? So if you want some support in having that cleared out, having your energy field cleared out, then Robin will support you. Robin's got a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge where Robin supports you because it's bank 50k in 50 days of financial freedom. In order to bank 50k in 50 days, you got to tell yourself a different story, right? And so Robin will support you with your old recognizing, identifying, connecting. I know, Jennifer, because you were on the live challenge with me on Robin's live challenge, connecting your old story, recognizing what story, what beliefs, what thoughts, what feelings do I actually have around money? Was I taught, like the layers of that over the years? That old money story that's no longer serving you. By the time that you go through Robin's 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, a self-love journey to financial freedom, because it is self-love, loving you and letting go and releasing and healing and clearing all the stuff, then you come out going through your thoughts, your feelings, and your belief, and that self-love journey to actually the energy of a new story around money. So what story you're telling yourself about financial freedom, what story you're telling yourself about contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom matters. The story that you're telling yourself, and we're going to talk about the stories that we tell ourselves for finances today, because obviously it's financial freedom. However, it's all of our light work and all of our lifestyle. We've got stories playing like a program in the subconscious, and I don't do that. I don't support you in that. I've got genius zones all over the place. And part of the shift of the vibrational money voucher that will help you. But if you've got residual energy and thoughts and feelings and layers, then Robin will support you. And that's why we've got such a beautiful joint vision partnership. I do the outside stuff, Robin does the inside stuff. Robin does some of the outside stuff and I do some of the inside stuff, but primarily the energy of it just feels in that flow. So it's just beautiful. And so I say have that energy of ease, grace, and flow. And Robin says have the energy with no blame, shame, and guilt, right? So it's just beautiful around money or anything else. And I know that you talked about this, Robin, in your chat with Casey yesterday. And Casey says, yeah, absolutely. I support people in that as well. So it's not that other people don't do what you do. They just don't do it in the way that you're doing it. So does that resonate with you? The story that you're telling yourself matters, right? And so the story that I was telling myself on my health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom impacted my vibration this week. And that's where I want to go with the rating today. Let me just see. Sorry, hang on. Jennifer says, I feel that, Robin. Took me a while to see how it helps following my visions, and it morphed. I haven't seen some of my art. I didn't want to make jewelry. I see things on a massive scale. These are shrunken down. When you start to do the research on YouTube, you'll see that your vision will be expansive. And what I say is watch other people who have done it or done a similar thing, and then model success, like bring in different elements. Success leaves clues. And on YouTube, there's a lot of success and there's a lot of clues. It's a beautiful platform. Jennifer says, I've been giggling with you, lovely. Oh, I love it. So our rating for today. Robin, did you do a different rating? Robin, really? Yes. So Jennifer, can you point out, like, can you do your rating? Robin, actual not. She's gonna get a face palm. We do face palms all the time to each other. Like Robin gets more face palms than me. I'm like, so Robin has put I don't even know what you've put. You've got typos going on there. So Robin has put the rating for today is Financial Freedom Sunday. It's F F S. Financial Freedom Sunday, 2 F's, 1 S. My rating is an 11. So Robin, is your Financial Freedom Sunday an 11? Yay! So we rate between a 1 and 11. And so then for Robin's rating for the crown chakra, what? Robin, that's not even right for your own. So it's CCES. So you have to do that again, because this is like, I'm showing this on the screen. So it's FFS equals 11 for Financial Freedom Sunday. Robin's just excited, right, for the shopping spree. And CCES, and that yours is 9. So Robin rates between a 1 and a 9, a 1 and 10, sorry, and she might actually just have that rating where it's between a 1 and 11, because it's source and it's soul. That is way too funny. So my rating is an 11, and for the crown chakra energy Sundays is 10. So I wrote it down. I wrote yours down. Where are you going? Robin says, that's a great point and awareness, Jennifer. The vision, being much larger than what's created in the physical sounds like the normal vibrational process of creation, doesn't it, conceptually? So when we do the vision board challenge, you can have your vision so expansive. Mine's massive, but we have to break it down, otherwise we get really overwhelmed, and then we take the steps. If I had the vision, or if I focus on the vision of improving our health and well-being of our nation and our future generation, where's the next step on that? It isn't, and it starts with me. Sorry. Energy's moving. Robin says, we definitely the story we tell ourselves matters. Yeah. And so when we're doing the spiritual journal, use the spiritual journal as your prompt for your spiritual business success, because what are you telling yourself about success? If you have fear of failure, fear of selling, or fear of success, do you have one or all three? 2 or 3? I had them all. Absolutely not anymore, because it wasn't the best place to build my business, and I build my spiritual business model around supporting you. I lay it on so fake that you're excited about success, and you're excited to enroll, and you're excited to fail, because you know that failing is just failing forward. Robin says, oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, can you do it again? Financial Freedom Sunday. Woo, woo. I was thinking of the highest vibration source spirit. That is funny. Can you put yours up as well, please, love? Because yours is important as well. So think I'm FFS. Your Financial Freedom Sunday is an 11-2. Yes, feeling fabulous. Love it. That vibration of the Bank 50K in 50 days and doing the vibrational money voucher is huge. Robin, this is going to be a long one, so I know that you're going to be back, right? Robin says, left my ass off. So this is me marketing. This is me sharing, right? This is us just coming together, having a conversation. Robin says, I'm excited. Yay, 100%. Okay, cool. So let's go again. So when anything, when anything happens in your world, when anything, like there's a typo or there's a what have you, I've heard learning dyslexia. When anything ever goes wrong, when everything doesn't go according to plan. So Robin is my lead soul guiding instructor, right? Our lead soul guiding instructor, right? And so Robin has just typed in something that is like, dude, it's not the right, like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Oh, I'm judging. Oh, why would you not write your own thing? Oh, you should know it. Oh, you should. It's like, dude, write again. Do you know what I mean? We have so much fun. There's no blame, shame, or guilt, and we've got each other's back. And it's just that, I let go of perfectionism. Oh gosh, that was a thing. So if you've ever had perfectionism, it's a form of sabotage. That just brought like an instant tear to the back of my eye. It's not going to come out, but it literally did. I used to think that everything had to be perfect, that I had to be perfect. And part of the fear of being on camera when you're frightened is like, it's got to be perfect. Nothing that I do is perfect. I pride myself on that. I say get it 80% done and just go with it. Like everything that I do, I go for 80%. My 80%, not gonna lie, it's probably somebody else's 120. I have a high standard for myself. However, I don't strive. I used to say I'm a recovering perfectionist. I've recovered as a perfectionist because it doesn't serve me. So thank you, Robin. I love you. You're amazing. Night. So what I say is, I know you're going to be back for the replay. So Robin's off. I love you so much. Yes, I'll be back. Love you. And so when you've done your rating, Robin, I know that you'll come back, right? And so just note the time. It's 45 minutes. When you do your rating, oh my gosh, this has gone really big. When you do your rating, know what it was the week before. So if you were not here with me last Sunday, that's fine. Just note for this Sunday. So what was your rating last week? Is it up or is it down? And so the way that we rate ourselves, and I go into this on the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge, is between a 1 and 11, 1 being soul funk, but you still get a 1 because you're breathing, and 2 being 11 being in alignment with source, soul, guidance, that's just that knowing and that nudging and listening to you do not have had to bank 50k in 50 days in order to feel good about financial freedom at all. And so what we do on a Sunday is we know each day we rate on the 7 freedoms, right? For that spiritual business success, for your light work and your lifestyle balance, doing your daily rituals and routines to support your spiritual business success. You set a vision. Now we're following through. Excuse me. So every day we've rated every one of the freedoms. So if you do the Soul Legacy Journal, hopefully you've noted my ratings and also for Robin's ratings as well. And then you see where you've dipped. So for me, I went back to every single day and I added up my rating. So I could get between a 1 for every day, which would end up being a 7. That's probably Dark Night of the Soul stuff, and that's fine. And then and it might go up and down. For it probably wouldn't be as monotone and flat as that, but if it is, it's fine. And then an 11. So you could either get a 1 for each day, so your score would be 7, and anything else in between. The 11 for each day. So at the end of the week, and notice the 7s, right? 7 cycles, 7 seasons, 7 days, 7 freedoms, 7 energies, 7 chakras, 7 all the things. So when I went back and I looked at my rating, the ones that were not 11 were health freedom. It was a 10. Emotional freedom was a 10. And environmental freedom was a 10. So those were 3 days consecutively where I wasn't picking, and I shared why, right? So when I look at why, it was around the food that I'd chosen to eat on the Monday, which I'd had like a focus of family stuff going on. And I was like, okay, well, I made a conscious choice. It was intentional, but it impacted my health freedom and the goal that I had. So that was lower the next day. My emotions, obviously, if you're not on track and you're not like at the vibing at the highest and you're not fueling yourself, you're not getting sleep and you're not doing all the things, then it's going to go lower. So that was the food and my body. And then my environment was a 10. I got up and I went for a walk with my daughter and I was like, why does my environment feel a little bit not as good as what it normally does? And it was a sign for me to see that this environment that I'm in is this present, but I was homeless. So I'm in the present and I want to manifest a bank conversion. And that experience that I had going from here to the walking past the homeless place that I was homeless in 10 years ago, and then going to in a barn conversion and having lunch sitting outside, was my environmental freedom. It was a sign for me to keep going. That's what my vision is. My bank 50k 50 days, my why behind doing that for my environment. That's on my vision board, right? So it was just a reminder. Now, what do I need to do? What daily rituals and routines do I need to put in place in order to live more intentionally? This is about living an intentional life and setting soul intentions. So I've got some actions. Write in your spiritual journal your vision for your financial freedom, the vision for each area, your vibration and your values. Are you living in alignment with your values? And I knew for my health, by eating junk food, I think that's, so I went out for fish and chips as well that day. And then I had pizza yesterday, but intentionally. And I said that I was going to use an EFT and just say, that's it, I've curbed the carbs and the insulin resistance and I get a handle on that. So I did my tapping today. I didn't do it yesterday. I ate stuff. My daughter actually bought me some sweets that I'd mentioned. I was eating sweets in the week and I said, my belly is going to hurt, but if I had these sweets, it wouldn't hurt. And yesterday she came home and she had some of my Oreos and some of my cookies and stuff. And as my ritual to say, that's it, I'm done. And so that was me doing that yesterday. And she said, oh, guess what? And I said, what? She said, guess what sweets I've got behind my back? And I said, opal fruits. They used to be called their Starburst. And she said, oh, you guessed it. But I'd asked for them. And she got me them. And I didn't know that she was going to get me them. That was Thursday. Yesterday was Saturday. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, manifesting. And then last night I went to bed and I fell asleep. We were spending Mamma Mia time. And I went downstairs to go get a drink and I thought I could just have some lemonade, all in the ditching of the health freedom, right? And moving forward to next week and the week after. And a dude was coming around. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And all of a sudden she's bringing me lemonade in my room. I was like, ask and it is given. And I used to say to my kids, I'd say, you know, the saying, I want never gets. I was like, when I was going through my coaching journey and giving myself permission, I was on a coaching call with a guy called Rich Litvin. He works for Mind Valley, the Ever Coach guy. He's where I started this journey of conversations and breakthrough sessions. And so he said, he gave me a breakthrough session and he said, put your hand on your heart and ask for what you want. And I was like, I can ask for what I want. Bank 50K in 50 days, doing our spending spree. I can ask for what I want. Tears started to roll down my face. And he said, yeah, I give you permission to ask for what you want. And I said, I was always told thoughts, feelings, and belief, the story that I'm telling myself, right? I was always told that I couldn't ask for what I wanted. I want never gets. So I said to my kids, I want always gets, right? And when they'd catch me saying, they'd ask for something, I'd go, well, and they go, Mom, I go, yeah, absolutely. Didn't raise them to be like brats, but it was that I'd rather them know. So Mia had said the other day, she wanted some food and her dude didn't want to go and eat at that place that day. And she's like, Mom, what's that saying? She brought it into my awareness the other day. And she said, what's that saying? So they were both waiting for me, like that person, to confirm what they had said. And so he didn't know what I was going to say. And she said, what's that saying? She said, finish it. And I said, what never gets? And she went, Mom. I said, oh, you mean our saying? And she said, yeah. And I said, oh, always gets. And she was like, yes. And he's like, oh. And then so last night when she brought me the lemonade, I said, I want always gets. And when she's like this at the door doing a dance, and it's just that story that you tell yourself. I love it. So Robin says, yay, Jennifer, I'm so happy you're feeling fabulous. I'm so happy you're feeling fabulous as well. Jennifer says, my problem is that my visions don't show the blueprints. What does that mean? Your problem, the visions that you have visions and they don't show the how. Is that what you mean? That's cool. That's my genius. So Robin said, I'll be back. Hang on. I've jumped. Robin says, so with no blueprint, does that mean you're following your source guidance as you create? So we set the vision. I have a framework and then it fills in. So we have to work in some kind of plan, but we're adaptable with the plan. Jennifer says, oh yes, battle the perfectionist too. Yeah. And that is a form of self-sabotage. And when you show up, speak out and serve deep the way that I share with you, you're just raw and real and people love you for it, rather than, well, I am now going to, I can't even do that. Do you know what I mean? I'm now going to read you a card and blah, 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 blah. It's like, It's rubbish. That's not how we speak to each other. Robin says, I'm just thinking that modeling that on camera, holding space for others to follow their guidance, to have the trust and faith and see the beauty form. Dude, exactly. Robin, I love you. Jennifer says, my husband did some wonderful things yesterday. Girl. Made me breakfast and I went to bed early before the kids. He took care of it all. Girl. It's been a very long time. Girl. Your husband's gonna get treats. That is all I'm saying. Treats. Girl. Relationship Freedom Friday. Just saying. Love it. He can feel your energy. Jennifer says, yes, I see the art in my head, but no blueprint to make them. It's cool. So the more that you say that, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Ask for the blueprint. If that's what you mean, if that's what you need, ask for the blueprint. Okay, so how's it going to happen? And I need you to when you give me the vision, the next step that I need to receive. And you've got the blueprint. By the way, that's a story. I'll tell you that now. Right? That's a story. And I can bet you within a week, you'll get a blueprint and you'll go, oh, I got that before, and you ignored it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. There's a blueprint. You don't get the vision without the nudges in the blueprint, but you might not see it as a blueprint. There's nudges when you clear energy. There's nudges, and everything's in front of us, and it's the story that we tell ourselves matters, right? So like for me, to manifest my barn, the barn wasn't even mentioned. The barn was not even in the picture. However, I've become the version of me that can handle the business, that when Robin goes out and gets features, somebody can sign up for my masterclass. I don't have to touch it. I can just see that somebody's registered. I just show up anyway. You're getting the blueprint. You've got the blueprint. Every time you get a vision, if it doesn't come immediately, there's an afterthought, there's a pondering. And I don't know if you do this, Jennifer, write them down. And then what I do, I use Google Keep now, but like writing down in the physical, write down in your Soul Legacy journal, write down the vision, write down the last 10 visions that you've had, and underneath ask for what's the blueprint. It'll fill in. I guarantee it. You my lovely ladies are, yeah. Relationship freedom, girl. Jennifer says, oh, I've done that. It's morphing. Haha. Remember, Robin, I told you about my lottery win wrapping the stones. There you go. Love it. All right. So let's pull the card for today. We've got some steps to, if your vibrational frequency was dipping in the week, then you want to note that and then put some things in place. And Jennifer, you've been doing that all week. Shifting to take care of you, which means that you take care of you. You show up as a better mama. You show up as a better wife. You show up as a better you. And somebody's feeling it. That is legacy. How you launch your day, how you lead your day, and how you leave your day. And I know that you didn't just get 25 and 26 hours in your day. You still got the same 24. It's just how we use them. That's intentional living. It's beautiful. Okay. Jennifer said, hand wrap the stones, took so long. Then I asked, and the thing popped up on Pinterest, how to make a cage. Save so much time. Boom. And if you do, and you teach people how to do their own, how to source their own. So I taught, so one of our soul sisters came in, she's a friend of mine, and her husband ended up coming on my challenge with her, and they both were like they've got like, they homeschool, they didn't have a lot of time. They were watching my training like 5 hours in one day. They just kept going through it, and they want a VIP day. And he does woodwork. He's done it for like, I think 30 years. And I taught him how to teach other people to do it. And he did like a box challenge and a blah, blah. And because he's so good at what he does, people are like, this is so thorough. He did the research. There's a lot of people out there who are teaching, but not in the way that he teaches it, and not with his level of experience. So it's turning around and becoming that teacher of it, because you would have loved somebody to turn around and say, oh, well, save time by doing this. Somebody's posted that on Pinterest and supported you, and that's what you can do with your work. And when you create a video on something, people are searching for it. I haven't done the research on it, but I can support you in doing the research on it. Absolutely. It's being open. It's just being open. Cracking me up. You're cracking me up, love. Love. Just saying. I love relationships. That's why I'm doing the spiritual dating TV, because it's dating in marriage as well. So this is Oracle card deck by Keepers of the Light. And I get it if you've got to go, Jennifer, because this is like a little long. This is a card I asked again what is going to come out for us, and it was Saint Germain, karmic releasing for me and for you. There's no ring light. Move beyond drama. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. Move beyond drama. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. I'm excited. Are you excited for tomorrow? Oh, it's gonna be lit. Gonna be lit. I love doing my masterclass. And the only thing that I have to do is just not talk so much in between, because it's like, it will take like 5 hours. The last time I did it was 5 hours and 40 minutes. It's supposed to be a 4-hour training. 4 hours is a long time. And I could just go for hours on it. I could go for at least 3 days on it, at least. So I love what I do. I love it. So Saint Germain was born in France in the 18th century, and is said to have been given a new identity because he was the love child of two very powerful people. He was well educated and able to rub shoulders with royalty. I'm on my day, that person was able to rub shoulders with royalty. I'm just saying. He was also deeply interested in magic and alchemy and the cosmos, and able to perform real life miracles and turn lead into gold. Financial freedom Sunday, I talk about turning your wounds into wisdom. Oh, hang on. Your wounds into wisdom. You've heard these, right? Wounds into wisdom, pain into power, breakdown into breakthrough, trauma into triumph, tests into transformation. That I just added that one because it's like trauma into triumph or transformations. I was like, test. So that's the alchemy. We go through our spiritual awakening. We figure out how we're going to go through that spiritual ascension journey. Your art would have supported you in your spiritual ascension, hands down, right? That's that therapeutic, creative expression, what other people want to do, to express, right? And you alchemized it, so then you teach it. You teach how you did it. That's that alchemy. And so for the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, when I interview fellow spiritual YouTubers, they're going to be the example for how you can build your spiritual YouTube channel, go through a spiritual awakening, go through the method of your own spiritual ascension, and alchemize it by giving away your gifts in a way that's really beautiful. Like Robin gave her 7-day to unblock your chakras challenge. Like anyone can go through that. That's alchemizing what she did to unblock her chakras, to be on this journey, right? Other people, they're not doing that. I said to Robin in our private DM, we were on Signal as well as Telegram. And, I said, who does that? Nobody does that. It's a 7-day challenge. You can go, not Facebook challenge where it's popping up and popping down, building that business, talking about list building. We're talking about legacy building. That means our challenge is available there 24/7 for the people who are searching for it. As part of our author and authority platform, right? And so with Facebook building that model, it's like pop up, pop down. Have you been for a Facebook challenge before? It's like go through it in 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, whatever, and do it now, get out of the group, because if you don't buy my stuff, it's ridiculous. I'm not aligned with the model. I'm like, I'm done. So, but on YouTube, the way that I've created YouTube challenges, because I made it up, versus Facebook challenges, it's like invite when you go out and speak. So whoever watches Robin's interview from yesterday can go to Robin's channel at any point. Robin doesn't have to be there. Go to the playlist. So Robin said the day before, I'm going to go get featured. And I said, make sure that you've set up your next challenge, decide on the date, make it annual. She knew that anyway, to make it annually. I just hadn't taught all of the steps. And I'm like, here, this is what you do. And I didn't even have to teach her any of the techie stuff anymore because she knows it. So I was like, schedule it out through StreamYard. This is what we're using. She did it she did her thumbnails, I don't know, an hour, a couple of hours, I don't know, not long. Like she could have done that in 10 minutes, but it's only because she was deciding on the thumbnails, the new thumbnails for her 7-day challenge. Her soul tribe can now go through her challenge and then come on the daily lives. Is beautiful. It's a beautiful. Turning your wounds into wisdom is a thing. It's that alchemy. Turning lead into gold, turning that dark night into, I had a word for it, that dark night into the light, and looking at the world through the lens of your soul. So the dark night of the soul, looking through the lens of your soul. So now he helps us beyond social limitations to connect with the right people for the highest good. Right? That's it. Jennifer, you connected with the right person. He's still a master alchemist and able to help us turn whatever is leadened in our life into something that is golden. His twin flame is Lady Portia, and he is the keeper of the violet flame and the powerful euphoric retreat where we release karma. Extended message. Karma is the spiritual law of cause and effect. So when you have the dark night, the effect is the light. Right? We experience many levels of karma. Some we inherit from our family, and some from the people we keep we keep helping out of the problems they keep. So when we're doing our work in the world, when we're going through this journaling process, it's like it's on you. As Casey said, it's on you to take what you need and leave the rest. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. This is a filter. Like if you want to move forward with me, absolutely, let's work together. Saint Germain is here now to clear your energy so you no longer have the weight of the world or your loved ones on your shoulders. And you know that I've been going through what I've been going through this week talking about, and that's what I spent my vibrational money voucher on. Be aware that an old pattern is leaving your life and creating space for something more loving to enter. And that I tapped on my food cravings, where I was like, hormones once a month, when I gave myself grace to indulge in whatever. It was like throughout the week I used to say yes, it's absolutely fine, but I realized that was a sabotage, because then I'm working out and it's not going to get me to my goal. So I'm like, I'm not doing it. And then I'm noticing different places where that's coming up and hormones. I'm like, I'm done. So that was really beautiful today. So is there something that is leaving your life? Old stories. Be aware of that an old pattern is leaving your life and creating space for something more loving to enter, hence your relationship, right? Visualize yourself surrounded by a fiery violet cloak to release all the karma you no longer need. Can I get an amen? That is beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? And Jennifer says, yes, it's so magical being here with you, beautiful soul sisters. Thank you, love. That gave me the chills. Yeah. Every day I'm like, okay, which keeper of the light? All right, let's go into, I've done, the book for today was The Miracle Mind. Yeah, no, The Millionaire Mind. And so we've done the crystals, launching your day, leading your day. So it was the miracle mind. Oh, Millionaire Mind. So I went to the Millionaire Mind intensive when I was homeless. I talked about that this week. And then that interview was that I was listening to yesterday, and was the first interview that I came back online, and I was talking about the Millionaire Mind and saying that I was going there with my twin flame, my ex, again. And I was like, oh wow. And we did go there. And so that book has come up into my awareness. If you have not listened to the Millionaire Mind, it's such a beautiful book, and I have got so many nuggets of wisdom from that book. And so I invite you, I've just put it into the playlist for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. If you are in the masterclass and you've signed up for the bonuses, you'll get access to our community and access to our monthly call where you can connect with joint vision partnerships or joint vision partners. So the Millionaire Mind Millionaire Mind book, it has an intensive seminar, and that's another book that showed me that when you write a book, you don't just write a book. He created a whole entire seminar, which is a paid seminar, but you can get some free tickets. Sometimes it'll go VIP, blah, blah, blah. I remember sitting in there, and I was saying, I shared today, and I shared on that interview that people had said, Iona, I can see you on stages. And I was like, are you joking? I'm homeless. And there was another seminar that I'd went to, and the guy was a hypnotherapist, and he was talking about other things. He was talking about business and purpose. Both of them were talking about purpose, and purpose, passion and profits. I've got a book up there, Passions and Profits. And Millionaire Mind was talking about purpose and profits. And so that was my thing that I needed to learn. And so for this other seminar is where I met my second client, and she told me about this is my purpose. Just beautiful. Talk about it on the masterclass. Anyway, the hypnotherapist was up on the stage, and he was selling into the room, and everybody in the room, not everybody, a lot of people in the room, the energy had changed. It was on a hard sell, and it was just like he didn't have, this is what I was saying on the interview, he didn't have the connection, the soul to soul connection with the people that I'd spent time to go and watch his seminar. And then I was talking and making some great connections, and this woman said, I'm a hypnotherapist, I could do a lot better than that. And I'm like, why are you not on that stage doing that? If you think that you can do better, what is the difference of him being on the stage to you being on the stage? And in that moment, I knew that I wanted to be that person that bridged the gap. If you believe that you are here and you want to be on that stage, so it's on YouTube and on stages, on YouTube, building your author and your authority platform, building your spiritual business, having a movement, having that big vision, I want to be that person that bridges that gap. And at the time I called it vibrant practice building. Now I call it vibrational living, like intentional living. The low vibration is underneath. I didn't know that then. And so the journey, when I went to the Millionaire Mind intensive, they asked, write down like your finances, your numbers. I had no clue. I didn't know. My head was blank, and everybody else was writing down numbers and figures about how much they wanted to earn and blah, 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 and what they needed to do. And I was just sitting there, and I was looking around, and I was sitting there, and I was looking around, and I was like, I got nothing. I've got nothing. And I was like, oh my God, now we're going to do a little bit of maths. So hopefully you're in for doing a little bit of maths with me. That's what taught me to do the maths and learn about my habits and my thoughts and my feelings. And so today I was listening to the Millionaire Mind, and he says that study this book like your life depends on it. And I say your lifestyle depends on it, right? Not that you have to make $1 million or anything like that. But when you start to do the maths, it's like banking 50K in 50 days is a beautiful thing. It's just amazing. So he says you deserve success. And so when you have that desire for success, then so my daughter's just posted about she's just posted about bunk beds and sleepers. So I have not spoken to her this morning. She's posted in our group, and that's what I actually bought on with my vibrational money voucher. You see that, right? So anyway, so he says your desire for success and the achievement of success is two very different things. So your desire is on the vibrational world, and your achievement is in the visible world. That's why we're doing this. And so having that desire and knowing how to actually manifest it is a completely different story. And that's what I wanted to do. And he says that your subconscious financial blueprint is set for success or not, and you have to learn to do things differently. Basically, learn to tell yourself a different story around money. So we heard the quote: the story that you tell yourself matters. And so the story that you're telling yourself, or you're being told around money, and you know, Jennifer, because you've been through Robin's money blocks clearing challenge, it matters. And so it's influencing you. All the things that you've experienced are influencing your energy around money. And so let me see what else I've got. So we do that for the Bank 50K in 50 days. I want to see. In the book, he shares 7 attitudes towards changing your money. I love it. It's a beautiful book. Increasing your income. What else have I got? I got notes. Hang on. So when we do the vibrational money voucher, this is what I want to do. So when we do the vibrational money voucher, that's what we're going to do. I think we're good. We've done everything else. So the Soul Legacy Journal gives you the vibrational money voucher. I haven't done gratitude, but I want to wrap up for time. It gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day to spend, right? And so every single day we're tithing 10%. And we come from the space of all of our bills are taken care of. And I know that you've been doing this, Jennifer. I love it. So we tithe 10%, which is £100, dollars, or euros, wherever you live, to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Cruise Bereavement Care. They helped me. They sent me one of their volunteers to support me when my son made his transition 7 years ago. So I did that interview 3 years ago. So I remember saying it was 4 years on. And that's when I just got this. So it's it's 3 years now, actually. Is it 3 years now or 4 years now? Yeah, 3 years now. Is it 3 years? I can't remember. But anyway, it was 3 years when I brought this online. It might be 4 years since we've been practicing the intentional living. Anyway, so the vibrational money voucher, we want to come from that space that everything's already taken care of, and tithe 10%. So what we do is we add up our vibrational frequency, see where we're dipping throughout the week, and we spend our vibrational money voucher on anything that is supporting us. And so you can spend it every single day with me here on the SoulLegacyTV as we do the Spiritual Journal with Me challenge. Or you can save it all up for Sunday, Financial Freedom Sunday, which today I've got my blue t-shirt on. It's Financial Freedom Sunday. So you grab your Soul Legacy Journal and then you write down what you actually are spending your vibrational money voucher on. So if you've tithed, if there's something that comes up through the week, I call this a soul income game. So it's a game, make it fun, visualize, feel in the feelings, as if the Soul Legacy Journal actually gave you money. Make it as real as possible. So go out online, go out in the shops, do whatever you need to do and calculate the money, actually see how much these things cost. And I just mentioned that my daughter has said, well, 2 mid-sleepers or bunk beds would be ideal. So if you don't know, I'm going on this journey, and part of my journey for wanting my barn conversion was to be a foster parent. I'm going through that process now, wasn't expected. And it may be with twins, a boy and a girl. And so I was like, oh wow. And it's family. And so I was like, I've got a boy and a girl, right? My son made his transition, and he's my great nephew. He actually has my son's name as his middle name. And I'm like, whatever happens, the fact that we're just going through this process, I'm like, wow. So yesterday I watched videos on foster caring in the UK and blah, 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 just to be prepared. And I learned a lot. And she was saying about preparing the room, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I'm just like doing the thing. And so that's what I wanted to spend my vibrational money voucher on, what was going on in my life, right? And so to have 2 other people is like, okay, well, that's where the money would go. So I bought 2 bunk beds, but they have like a sofa and they have like a desk. I bought my kids then when they were little. I had all the visions of what have you, and the room is my daughter's room. They'd have to go in, and she's just said, oh well, 2 mid. I just love the synchronicities. And so I visualized that one would go there and one would go there, and the colors and the the bedding. I haven't got to the curtains and stuff yet. And there's got like 2 light shades. They've got like 2 windows, so it'd be 2 sets of blinds. There's literally, you can divide. My next door neighbor has divided the room for their children, so it can actually be done like that. It's a big enough room. And I'm like, oh wow, so I'm spending the vibrational money voucher, then I'm going to spend it on a chair, then I'm going to spend it on cushions, then I'm spending it on toys. I'm like literally spending my vibrational money voucher on something, rather than being like, oh, I don't have and there's a lack, and feeling into what would that be, how much would it cost, blah 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 blah. So with the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge, we go beyond that. And so today, if you've got a pen and you've got your journal, great. So I want to go that next step beyond that, because I talk about doing the vibrational money voucher. And on Sunday, what we want to do is, you want to register for the Bank 50k in 50 days masterclass if you haven't, right? So I can share with you how to speak to, serve and sign up your soul clients and build a spiritual business that supports you in banking 50k in 50 days. I talk about having passive income streams, leveraged income streams. So I have a 5-day challenge for spiritual YouTubers that goes with my book. It's $55. Then the next level is $555. It's a boot camp. And then my mastermind level, which is $5,555, right? So when you build your spiritual business, and your angel numbers will be whatever they are, decide, and we'll do that in the Bank 50k. We'll do that in the masterclass, but the Bank 50k in 50 days homework is in the Soul Legacy Academy. So Jennifer, that is in the homework. The homework's already there. It's already in the Soul Legacy Academy. So you can go through that if you want to. I have a plan, a 1-page plan, and it supports you in building a business where you would build a passive income stream or a leverage income stream, right? Which is what Robin's doing. And so Robin was able to say that her 5-day money blocks clearing challenge is now $33, and it's passive. So when she was featured yesterday, she's like, well, you can go get in my online, the energy healing online school, right? And so so Robin's numbers, her angel numbers are, well, mine is $55, hers is $33. Where mine is $555, hers is $333. Where my office hours are $5,555, hers are $3,333. What you decide on your numbers. The Bank 50k in 50 days comes from doing the maths, right? And we've got other income streams. We've got your book, we've got your journal notebook, all the things. And people journal through art as well, Jennifer, just saying. And so when we do this, and so what I wanted to think alongside of the vibrational money voucher, you want to look at your PayPal account, your Stripe account, your bank account, your savings account, whatever. You want to look at what's coming in and what's going out, and you want to bless your money. Robin was talking about this in a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge. A guy called, she calls him my brother, Ken Honda, excuse me. Ken Honda, and he was saying about, he's from Japan, and he's saying about arigato, bless your money, bless the money that goes in, bless the money that goes out. So through the week, excuse me, through the week now, I want you to be blessing the money that goes in, and the money that, I always say that goes in, and I do the out sign, the money that comes in and the money that goes out, right? So what I did was look at my bank account throughout the week. I suggest, so I get a notification when anything goes in and when anything goes out on my phone. And so if you have not got money coming in, look at, for your spiritual business, because you're not there yet, look at from the past. I had co-authors signing up and money coming in, blah, 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 and it was in the angel numbers 111, 333, 55, blah, blah, blah. And so you want to visualize that. And so in my Thinkific online training pool, some of my students will sign up for free, some will sign up for $55, some will blah, 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 blah. And so you want to visualize that coming in. And so the soul income game then becomes, how do you build a business where that can come in the physical world, in the visible? So when you're looking at your money going out, right? So I recommend doing this for a week, but I actually wrote down the things for as long as, because I hadn't done it. This was a new idea today. So I looked at what was coming out right up until like a month. ran till I'd not blessed it as much. Jennifer says, I send energy to my money box. Thank you. I love that. And so, yeah, let's bring in the money box. Thank you. So for the 5-day money box clearing challenge, Robin shares with us how to create a money box. And my money box is actually upstairs. I looked down because it was on my table for that long. So sending energy to your money box, I love that. On Financial Freedom Sundays, Robin's going to have a fit with that. I don't know if Robin does that on her live. So can we bring that up on Robin? If you're watching this on replay, can you do that on a Sunday? That'd be amazing. Love that. Thank you, Jennifer. So when you're looking down at your money that's gone out, so I had Prime Video go out. Well, I like watching movies, and I'm like, should I cancel it? I don't watch that many, which I don't. I like it. I think we've got duplicate multiples in the house. Prime Video, there's a supermarket that went out, that was for food. So I blessed that, and I connected it to experience. Money is making memories. Money is having experience. Money is a tool. Money is not evil. Money is not any of the things. It's an energy exchange. So the energy exchange for food, I had to give that money in order to have the food. That was in my bank account. And Book Funnel, which is supporting my author and my authority platform for people reading. So I'm visualizing people reading my book and building my author platform through that. StreamYard, this is StreamYard. I'm very grateful to have the money I pay for. They have a free version, but I pay for all this. I pay to actually stream to you, right? I pay for it. And it's like, why would you do that? Because it's part of my business expense. When you don't have the money, then the financial freedom, the decisions of you being able to contribute is based on money, and we don't want that. My council tax, which is like a housing tax, like roads and stuff. What else? Audible, which I share the books that I listen to for you, for me, helps me grow, right? Like, it's like, what do you want to have? Where would you spend your money? Bless it. Don't know what that says. My ring light. So my ring light has just gone out. See if it's going to work. My ring light's just gone out. So I had the money. I bought that this week. My Apple for my storage. When my Mac actually died, I was like, oh, I just cancelled my Apple in the storage thing. Like, I don't know, about the week or something before, and I'd had it for years, and I totally regretted it. Totally love that. Energy's moving. Don't know what that says. Don't know what that says. Active Campaign, Acuity, Tube Sift, all those things are for my business. GoDaddy, vidIQ, Virgin Experiences. My ex had bought me a Virgin Experience to do a Crystal Maze adventure for my birthday last year, and I extended it because I'm not going just yet. My life insurance that covers for my life, it's 350,000 if I pop my clogs. Zoom, Google Ads. So I've been doing Google Ads. I can't read all of those, but I'll go back in and just bless Google Suite. So if you have a spiritual business, have a look at your finances, and if your finances are able to cover your spiritual business. And if they're not, how much does that actually cost? When I was going through my bankruptcy and my homelessness, that was one of the skills that we had to do. We had to do our finances. I had to do what was coming in and what was going out. And what I want you to do is bless what's gone out, right? And bless what's coming in, and being okay with receiving that. So if I was to bank 50K in 50 days, people come to me and they do, you'll know this, Jennifer, because I've asked you what kind of services do you want to offer, and doing the maths for that. Like, if I was to bank 50K in 50 days, what would I actually be offering? There are so many people that fill out my intake form. Don't get a call unless somebody fills out an intake form. Helps me prepare. They don't know the maths. They don't know what they're offering. There's that clarity. And so people say, I want to earn 100K. That's like the buzzword, 6-figure income, 6-figure business, whatever. And so do the maths for that. It's 8,333 a month, right? And it's like, oh, wow. Well, how would that come in to your world? So when we're doing the bank 50K in 50 days, it's 7,000 in our business to spend. But remember, I said everything's taken care of all of your expenses, blah, blah, blah. So we want to do this figure that is double. So when you have to pay taxes and you've got business expenses and all the things, what we want to do is double that figure, so that when you earn a certain amount, and it's, so the taxes are like 25% or less, or 50%, and obviously we will have business expenses, all the things, but I want you to double the figure so you know that everything's taken care of. So for me, so that's 14,000. So we get 7,000 is tied to you from the Soul Legacy Journal. I want you to double that figure on a Financial Freedom Sunday, right? 14,000, right? In a week, right? This is blowing your mind. See, what would you have to offer in order to cover that? So for me in the UK, because I work in dollars, so when I charge $55, I don't get £55. Right? I took the hit for my US friends and clients. I took that hit. I could charge 555, and Canada as well. Like the Canadian dollars, I want to live in Canada or have a holiday home in Canada. The Canadian dollars are like rubbish compared to everywhere else, I think. And so I wanted to be flexible. I knew that globally the US dollars was just something I wanted to charge, and you don't have to do that. I just do. So when I'm doing the My Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, I needed it to be in pounds. And so when I was buying my bunk bed, I didn't need it to be in dollars. I needed to convert it. So for me, that's £17,000 in a week, because I've doubled it, but I've also got my currency conversion. So for me, what I did was wrote down, okay, what do I need to offer? Hopefully this is making sense. What do I need to offer? Use this as a spiritual journal prompt in order to earn 17,000 in a week, right? So have that 7,000 spare to spend it on whatever I want, after expenses, after taxes, after blah, 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 right? Because we're not trying to avoid all that stuff. And so for me, if I, obviously for 17,000, if it was my mastermind, it'd be 3 of the 5,555. But I didn't do that because that's working income. I wanted to do it through passive income, because then when I did it, I was like, well, that's there's a payment plan in there, blah, blah, blah. So it's not going to be the 17,000 in a week. It's going to be 555 a month, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, so how can I actually earn 17,000 in a week? I don't want to do my $55 for my 5-day challenge. It's passive income, but I want that passive income to go back into the business, right? To do YouTube ads. And when you do an ad, you spend so much and then you get out so much. That's the idea, right? To have a return on investment. So what I was like, okay, well, my bootcamp, $555. How many of those do I need to sell in a week in order to have 17,000, right? And so it is 30 of those in a week. Well, it's passive income. I don't have to be there. I have an orientation once a month. I have a co-author enrollment call once a month. I'm going to have that regardless. So I could sell 30 of those in a week if I run YouTube ads. And so what you think of is like, do you have that? Do you have that set up? So on the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, I talk about it. And then in my bootcamp, I talk about it more and help you set it up. And then I'm like, okay, well, in a week, where would somebody sign up from? Would somebody sign up from my videos or what have you? Well, I've got my masterclass as my enrollment spot, right? So it's okay. Well, and so if it's 30 in a week, if I have my masterclass on once a month, right? It's live once a month. So that's an enrollment of 90. Is it 90? It's not 90, is it? It's 30. It's 120. 120 of those a month. So then it becomes, how much do I need to spend on ads, and how many people do I need to get there, and what's my conversion rate? So the universe is giving me that blueprint. Oh, okay. So I don't have to do 120 of those a month. I could do 9 of my bootcamp. I could do, and if it's bank 50k in 50 days, it's 90 of the boot camp, not 120. But this is my goal, because my maths are different because I'm in a different country. So wherever you are, do your maths of what you're earning in and what would be good for you. And so then, does that become me working harder? Does that mean that I could sustain the lifestyle that I wanted to have? Absolutely. Like, if it's $1 million for a millionaire mind, it's actually 84,000 in a month, right? So the 17,000 in a month then becomes like peanuts. So if you have a millionaire mind and you go through the millionaire mind, it's like, oh, okay, well, do you know what I mean? Like, people do earn $1 million. My energy is moving. So what I invite you to do is change your story about money. Come to the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge, the masterclass. Go live, come on the live if you want to. So the last thing I'm going to wrap up with, Jennifer, does that make sense? Hopefully, Robin, that made sense and you've enjoyed it and you've done the maths, and Robin will transfer this into the money blocks and the, you know, whatever's coming up for you. My energy's moving. I love it. So hang on. So what I did was, what am I willing to do? So we talk about the financial freedom, and I talk about contribution freedom. What have I done already this week or this month to actually move me during my, oh gosh, do you hear that energy? Robin is going to have a field day. Wow. That is a lot of energy moving, a lot. I love it. Jennifer says, yes, it makes sense. Cool. So now when we look in the vibrational world, it's like, yes, in the visible world, what are our spiritual rituals and routines to support our spiritual business success? So what are we going to contribute in order to have the financial freedom? And this is the tire kicker for a lot of people, because when you can't see yourself giving and serving in that way. And by the way, I do a tapping from Margaret Lynch, tapping for $50,000. Excuse me. So if you feel like, oh, well, I'm not energetically aligned, blah, 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 it's a game. However, when you're tithing 10% of the 50K, and you're tithing and you're doing great things in the world and you're making memories, you're seeing that actually by blocking this money, I don't have it in the physical world. What would life really look and feel like? And what would I be giving? Who would I be? What would I be doing? Anyways, we're not doing anything today. My daughter said, yeah, we're not. And so for me, I've got my masterclass, right? This is my model throughout my Bank 50k in 50 days and throughout my week, in that doesn't burn me out, because we don't want to be broke, we don't want to be busy, and we don't want to be burnt out, right? As part of a Soul Legacy Leaver, as part of the Soul Legacy Academy and the Soul Legacy TV. So I've got my masterclass once a month, and it's definitely an enrollment spot. It's like, if you want to work with me, here's a $55 challenge. I made a vow when I figured this shit out, I would share it far, wide, and deep, and I would never let anybody be outpriced on my services ever. My 5-day YouTube from scratch challenge is like a $500 offer, a $500 training. People have told me that. I set the intention to offer 10 times the value, and people are like, Iona, you should charge more. I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely no way. My boot camp, which is $555, I actually give scholarships. So if you pay in full and you share and you invite what I call a Sabin, a Soul Accountability Body student, it's $250. You split the cost. Only one gets the opportunity to be a co-author, but like, hello, for $250, if you saw what was in that, like for one of the steps that I share in that boot camp, I paid $2K to learn how to do the joint vision partnerships, as what Robin and I have got, and also what Robin did with Casey, actually featuring, going out there and getting featured. I paid $2K to learn it, right? $250. Like, I never wanted anybody to be outpriced on my services. So with Bank 50K in 50 days is not, oh, I just want the money. The money's in the list. It's about launching, leading, and leaving our soul legacy. Both of those are passive income streams. It's beautiful. And so if somebody invests in the 5-day challenge, $55, they get a $55 off coupon code for the bootcamp anyway. Do you get what I mean? Like, I've played with money in a way that makes me feel amazing. And so for the 5,555, we've got the Mastermind retreat. There's an offer there. People get 12 months implementation support. They get like to write their book, to do YouTube ads, to build a spiritual business, all the things. And I was given a link this week where somebody said, would you like to come and feature in my co-author book series? The co-author book series was $888. I can't remember how much for, or a 222 or a 444, I think. That was just to feature in the co-author book series. I had that as an offer. I had 1,111, 2,202, 3,333, but I had all of this underneath my co-author book series. I switched it out because I didn't want to get on one-on-one calls anymore. I couldn't fill my book like that. And I wanted the focus on you writing your own book. I didn't want to say just feature in my book and that's it, crickets, you don't actually build a business. So I switched around my offer. And so for me, I offer that masterclass. So it's an enrollment spot to wherever somebody wants to go. So whatever number it is to bank 50K in 50 days, I do that once a month, 12 times in a year. Is beautiful. I've been sending out DMs, but not as many, to make new connections on LinkedIn, some on Facebook, and the energy is very different on both of the platforms. I won't always do that, but that's what I teach, to have your immediate circle to prove what it is that you're doing in the beginning stages. Robin's done that, and now she's going out and stretching out a little bit more. And that's why you were on that challenge, the 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, Jennifer, because Robin was doing hers in beta and now she's done the self-study, right? And so I've been reaching out on LinkedIn. I have, the only thing that I have to do for my masterclass to get it ready for the next month is have my assistant create StreamYard again, create a training in StreamYard, put the thumbnail on it, excuse me, embed it in the masterclass, easy webinar room, and then schedule out the day. That could take less than 10 minutes. So every single month for my 12 months, for my 12 days in the year, to get ready for the next month, it takes my assistant 10 minutes. Or me, I've got to do a video to show her how to do it. It takes 10 minutes. Like, literally, like, it goes over. And I teach you to leverage. When we're talking about banking 50K in 50 days, we're not talking about burning ourselves out. It's beautiful. There's so much value in there. So that's what I have to do. That's what I've been doing. And I set the intention to do 50 lives, which I'm doing. 21 videos on the SoulLegacyTV. Jennifer, I don't know if you got notified for all of the videos, the 21 videos. You might have got notified for them, I'm not sure, which I've scheduled out. 21 videos, I've done the research and doing the research on them. Excuse me. Basically, what are you contributing in order to receive that money? 21 videos, which are scheduled out. Scheduled out. 42 guests for my summit. 7 articles and 14 features in my 50 days. I'm talking about contributing in a really big way as a spiritual YouTuber. And so a lot of spiritual YouTubers do not know how to monetize their business. A lot of spiritual business owners don't know how to monetize their business. Excuse me. And the way I teach you to do it, you schedule it out and it's done. You get time with your family. You get time to make memories. You get time to do all the things that are on your bucket list, have all the experiences, and still make an impact, have a big vision to make it. That's what we're here for as light workers, to make a massive impact in the world. So that is it for the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. We will do gratitude. I'll do that on Monday. Say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate something for each area of the 7 freedoms: contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. Think of something in the past, the present, or the future and say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. Use your spiritual journal as a prompt. As you're doing these things, I could say, I'm happy and grateful for, I don't think I wrote anything down today. I'm happy and grateful and I appreciate, you know, having someone sign up. And in fact, for contribution, Casey, how she contributes in the world was beautiful to see. My health, my gut health, all the energies moving. For emotional freedom, for the videos on EFT, which I used, for my bank account, my environment, my online, being able to do that. Not everybody does that online. For my family, for the twins, for the lemonade and the sweets that Mia brought me. Spiritual freedom, my rituals and routines, Ho'oponopono, and for the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge, and knowing that I actually have a business model that can bank 50k in 50 days, can bank 17k in like on a masterclass, and that be it. Like, it's just beautiful. Or $1 million or whatever it is. It's just beautiful. So Jennifer, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I know that we've got to go on to Robin's live as well. I love Financial Freedom Sunday and the frequency of that and emitting that. It's a beautiful energy. I invite you to visualize who you be as you make a difference in the world, launching, leading and leaving your soul legacy, and doing it with ease, grace and flow. And if it is that I become a foster parent in that process with this little boy and this little girl, I have an opportunity to launch, lead and leave my soul legacy in a way that I didn't for my children. And so I've got my granddaughter as well, when I dedicate my work to my son and my daughter, obviously, and my granddaughter. It's time. Our children do not want to be passed down all of those old money stories. That is not fair to do that. So I love you. I speak to you soon. Take care.